if you're really interested in knowing about post-operative pain, especially for someone that's had either a hysterectomy or myomectomy, then you need to watch this video. Hey YouTube, welcome to a new video. How are you doing? My name is Mecca. This is Mecca's Journey and Garden. I share about my health, how I've healed fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue and pain, using food as medicine, all thanks to God. And I recently had a hysterectomy. So I had my uterus and cervix removed, only preserving my ovaries. I've explained in a previous video what happened and why I had that. So if you have questions, feel free to look for the link. I'll put the link down in the video below so you can watch and see why exactly I got to this point. Now, this video is all about pain management. I think it needs to be done because I haven't seen a lot about pain, and yeah, I need to share my personal experience. Now, my experience might be totally different from yours. So to put things in context, this is day 12 post-surgery. So just under 2 weeks since I had my surgery. And I'm just going to give you a little breakdown of how I managed my pain and the things I did wrong and the things I have done now to help me. So when I've watched videos, I've seen people say, oh, they're walking a day or two later, even with a laparotomy. So a laparotomy is essentially a line that you have under your bikini, or you can even have a cross, like a T line. That's a laparotomy. A laparoscopic surgery is when they just make holes and they use keyhole to go in and take out the uterus or the fibroids. The surgeries are similar because the incision, the direction is similar. It's just that with a hysterectomy, they just cut things out, whereas with a myomectomy, which is the removal of the fibroids, they go into the uterus, which is the womb, and practically scrape out the fibroids. So it's a bit more, slightly more complicated. However, if you have adhesions, which I had, it also could be complicated because my uterus was attached to my whole sort of like the surrounding tissues. So it took a while for them to detach my womb from the tissues, and that caused a lot of pain. So that gives you an idea of how pain management is different. So if you just had a little keyhole surgery to take it out, the whole recovery process, pain management process might be totally different. Now, I don't think it has anything to do with pain threshold. I personally, for one, have a really high pain threshold. Like, I had symptoms of endometriosis for years I never knew, because I just dealing with fibromyalgia, you always deal with pain. I never bothered to go to the doctor. So that gives you an idea of how much pain I've been living with all this while. Anyway, nobody gives you an award for pain, and that's what this whole video is about. You do not get an award for bearing pain. So the first day post-operatively, I was only prescribed paracetamol, which they call, I think, Tylenol, and ibuprofen. And I said to the nurse, please, can you just get me something stronger? Because that's just rubbish. That would not cut it. Mind you, you've had 7 layers of tissue cut through to get to where they had to go. So you've had layers and layers of your body cut open. And then I also had things scraped and cut inside. So I had lots of skin cut off inside me. And you're giving me ibuprofen? Anyway. So I was given oxycodone that night, which helped. It helped me sleep, and my spinal block had not completely worn out. By the next day, the oxycodone just made me really dizzy. So oxycodone, those are like narcotics. You have like the opioids, morphine and stuff. Oxycodone is in that family. And so the doctors then prescribed tramadol. Tramadol also made me nauseous and dizzy when I tried to stand up. And I knew I didn't really want tramadol. I wanted an anti-inflammatory. So I asked for diclofenac, or what they call Voltarol. So it could be different wherever you are. But another anti-inflammatory that had less GI implications. So GI implications is anti-inflammatory, non-steroidal anti-inflammatories like ibuprofen and Voltarol. They can actually have, you can have problems with ulcers. That is one of their major side effects. And if I needed to take a huge dose post-op, I needed to take one that will give me less, complications. So I had diclofenac through the rectum, through the back passage. Anyway, that is the best way for me. I've had it when I had my first child because I had an episiotomy. So I knew what it was like, and I asked the doctors for that, and they gave it to me. They gave me 2 days. So they gave me on the second day, first day post-op, And the second day, I was given 100 milligrams. Now, the third day, I was going home. I asked for my drugs to be prescribed. I asked for the same thing, but they prescribed tramadol instead. Mind you, I hadn't taken tramadol after the very first dose because I felt so drowsy. But I got home and I just thought I needed something, so I took the tramadol. It was a Sunday. I didn't even realize that's what they prescribed until I picked my prescription. So I think it's important, ask your doctors, what are they sending you home with? Like, I did ask. I told them, I actually gave the instruction, like, I want this because this is what has helped me. But you just need to double check what they're asking for. You know, at the end of the day, what are they actually going to pharmacy to pick up? So I took the tramadol for 2 days and I thought I felt sick. I felt nauseous and the pain was well controlled. But on the second day, so Monday, I was good. Tuesday, pain was fine. I decided I won't take the tramadol. I was minded taking just 50 milligrams at night. And that carried me through the day with paracetamol as well. And the second day, I thought, oh no, I'll be fine. No more tramadol. And by Wednesday, I was in agony. Yeah, I was in bad shape. So this is why I'm doing this video, because some people, I assumed I didn't need painkillers after like 5-6 days. You know, come on. We should be fine, shouldn't we? We've had surgery. We don't need pain. We do. I don't like pain medication, but I wouldn't want to put myself in that situation. And if you are in pain, you can't heal. That's one thing you need to know. So it's not about, oh, we want to take as many drugs. Your healing actually is proportional to how much pain you feel. So you need to be as comfortable as possible in the early days. This is why I'm doing this whole video. And so I was in so much pain and I thought, I don't want tramadol. So I got the GP to prescribe diclofenac. Now, when they prescribe any non-steroidals, which is like diclofenac or ibuprofen, like I said, because of the side effects of ulcers, they should also prescribe you PPI. It's a proton pump inhibitor, which is something like omeprazole, pantoprazole, lansoprazole, whatever, but something that will help reduce acid reflux. Otherwise, you end up having other complications long term. These drugs, obviously, we don't take them lightly because drugs have their side effects generally. They can affect your liver, your kidney, if you take them for too long. So what I did, the doctors prescribed 100, and the first day I needed it because I couldn't think, I couldn't even function. If you watch my last video, I did day 5. Day 5, I was wanting to take my son to school. I was feeling that well. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do the school runs. By day 6, day 7, I was in a bad shape. So day 7 was when I got the diclofenac. So I took it. I took 100, but I felt it was just too much because my stomach was burning and they didn't prescribe the PPI. So I had to call the GP the next day to get me PPI. And that helped. So I got omeprazole I was taking once a day. And that reminds me, I haven't taken today's dose. It's just once a day. I'll take it now after this video. And then the next day, rather than taking 100, I cut it into half and I used 1.5 because I wanted to start weaning it off and just managing. And you know, it's more like, we call it titration, seeing where your pain is. And that 1.5 kept me comfortable. So the day after, I went for just 1. And the day after that, I actually cut a little bit off. So it was more like 75% of the capsule I actually used. So what am I trying to say? I titrated the pain relief medication based on how I felt. So like today is the next day after I've gone from 1 to 75%. And I delayed, because it's once a day, I delayed when I take the pain medication. Now, I am not prescribing anything to you. I'm just sharing how I managed my pain post-surgery. So I delayed when I take it, and I started noticing I started having a little bit of twinges. Is it twinges? Anyway, I was just having some twinges and a little bit of niggles there, and I knew, oh, my pain medication is wearing out. So I went back and I took the same, so about 2 hours later than I would normally take it, I took the same 75%. So this is me just reducing it gradually. Now, why did I delay today? So yesterday, for the first time, day 11, I actually literally bounced down the stairs. I forgot I had surgery, so it wasn't intentional. Don't go bouncing down the stairs because you could damage things. Please don't do silly things. I literally was, and I thought, oh, I had surgery, slow down. But why was I able to do that? There was no pain, no feeling, no discomfort, nothing. That was the first day since surgery that I felt that way. So even when I felt good, or as at day 5, I was still uncomfortable. But this day 11, no pain. So I felt, okay, maybe I don't need this pain medication after all, but I still did need it. And then today, still feeling really good, pain-free. I decided to do a little spot of cleaning, not something heavy, guys. Don't be stupid. Don't do things that, sorry, I'm not being rude, but don't do things that would jeopardize your healing and your recovery. So I just did a wiping just wiped a few things, put something in the washing machine. I haven't done that because ideally, I think you need bed rest for the first 2 weeks. Ideally, if you have a laparotomy, so if you have a cut, if you have a laparoscopic procedure, it could be totally different. And I can't tell you how you will recover. I can't say how the pain will be. I'm telling you what, how I dealt with pain. Anyway, so I did that, and with a bit of movement, wiping a few things down, I felt a bit twingy. So I thought, okay, take it easy. But in the last 2 days, I've been able to make a few meals here and there, not spending up to half an hour in the kitchen, just heat something up or quick stir fry or something. And I just needed to tell you that wherever you are in your journey, be easy on your pain. Now, walking, because most of you will be wondering, how soon can you walk? In my previous video, I shared how I walked from the hospital ward to the car, and I was in a lot of pain, and I think I shouldn't have done that. Ideally, do not walk the first long distances. You can transfer to the toilet, bathroom and stuff, but don't take a long walk when you are in so much pain. I think it was day 10 I actually went outside for my first walk. So it was 10 days before I was brave enough to go out for a walk. I've been going up and down the stairs, but not walking long distance, just because I didn't want to cause more problems or cause inflammation. So I just went out for a short 5-10 minute walk, took some good fresh air, and that was enough. I wasn't exhausted and I didn't want to stretch myself. So this is important. Do not do something that would exhaust you. Don't go out and stretch yourself and feel, oh yeah. I think the first 2 weeks are really important. The scar is healing nicely. The scar is actually, how do I put it? I can't really feel any discomfort there at all, although one corner of it was opening up a bit. So I put some Steri-strips because I took everything out. So I just put Steri-strips because I actually slept a lot on that side. And if you're a side sleeper, that is actually something to be aware of. Be careful about your scar because you could actually open it. They call it being dehisced. Thankfully, it was just a little gap. And so I put the Steri-strip over it and I've left it and I haven't touched it since. I think it's 3 days. So I'll have a look again and I'll update you in the next subsequent video. I plan on doing a weekly update. If I don't do it weekly and post it every week, I might just do it all together and give you a 6-week, update at the end of the 6 weeks. So this is day 12 for me, and this is my pain advice. Do not be a hero. You need to be comfortable to heal. You need to make sure your pain management is right. And if you need anything extra with your pain medication, you need to ask your doctors, because like me, the doctors didn't prescribe the PPI when I got home. So these are things, if you've never had one, and it depends on your healthcare system. Now, you could have doctors that are very efficient and really on the ball, and that is brilliant. But if you don't, be aware that you need to be your own advocate. You need to speak for yourself. You need to find out what you need. And that is why I am sharing with you, because even being a nurse, I just didn't realize that I still needed pain medication longer than I had, or I thought I did. So that is something I hope would help someone out there. So as you can see, I'm still in bed. I think bed rest is still very important now. A little bit of pottering around the house is okay, but nothing crazy. I've sown some seeds because I'm gardening. The gardening season started, but I sat down, I got everyone to bring the compost, bring everything to me, and I just did the seed sowing and move things around. So as much as you can, get pampered. If you're like me, you don't get to be pampered often because you're always doing things. Take advantage of this time and enjoy it. Enjoy this period, because it's a difficult time and you have to, as much as possible, enjoy your recovery. Anyway, I hope this video has helped you. Has it added any value to you? Have you learned something? Like, I'm so grateful. I really am full of gratitude to come this far. Like, I'm recovering, I believe, so well. The scarring is doing well, no complications, no bleeding, even using the toilet like number one. Before, I used to have cramping when I needed to empty my bladder, but no longer there. However, my bowels, actually I should mention that my bowels, which is important, you might have this, because initially I thought I probably had an obstruction. I would have the worst pain when my bowels were about to open. So it's not like I felt the pressure, but I knew it was in my intestines. That's the only way I can explain it. It felt like there was strangulation, literally, like I would feel like something was strangulating my intestines, my insides. And it could just come suddenly, and it will last maybe 30 seconds and it will pass. And it could have those spasms on and on throughout the day. And I spoke to a friend that recommended I get Buscopan. And yeah, Buscopan has been helpful. Also, I'm also winning the Buscopan. I'm taking it, rather than the first day I took 3 times a day, the second day twice, and today I've only had it once. I've had a little bit niggle, so I might take it again towards the evening, and then tomorrow I might just go down to once tomorrow. So this is me titrating these drugs to see how my body will cope without. You know your body best. You are your best advocate, and do such as much as you can. Rest, take it easy, and make sure you're as comfortable as you can. If you have any more serious, discomfort, let your doctors know. Do not, be quiet about it, especially if it could be other complications post-surgery. And once again, thank you. If you haven't yet, click the like button, and also kindly subscribe. Join me in this journey as I share my life, how I've healed naturally, and the things I'm doing to stay well, and also support my family, and how to grow your food at home. Until next time, I'll see you in another video. Bye. Mwah.